Today we're going over this new wonderful app that the state has put out. It's called Safe Utah. It's a crisis and tip line service, and what we do is you get to download it on your phone. So when the time comes, we'll have you pull out your phones to look at it, but this is a wonderful new app to be able to report incidents of bullying, cyberbullying, sexual harassment, fights, anything like that can be reported to the state, and then it's reported back to us. So we're going to go over this with you. If you could pay attention and listen, this will come in handy for a lot of students, so we're excited about it. So basically what the app does, it's going to give emotional support and prevent violence. That's the two goals that we're trying to do with this. The first one, to get emotional support, you're having a bad day, you feel like you're going through some depression, there's people there that can help. We don't want you to feel like you're ever alone, because there's always someone that can help you guys. One of the biggest things about this app is that it's completely confidential. So when you submit a tip or you call the crisis line or chat with the crisis line, they won't know who you are unless you want them to know who you are. So wonderful app. Let's get started. So everything that is submitted is secure. It's confidential. You're talking with a Safe Utah crisis counselor. You have access to follow-up and responses are password protected. So you have to remember your password once you download it. The mobile app works with Apple and Android devices, so either one, iPhones or any of the Google phones are available. And then another bonus is that there's multiple languages available. So let's talk about the setup, okay? So we're going to go straight to the download screen. So this is where we're going to let you pull out your phones, because it's better to use it while I'm talking, and then you can get a good idea of what's going on with it. So I'm going to give you just a minute. Pull out your cell phones, and you can go ahead and download the Safe Utah app. So if you're an Apple Store user, just go to the Apple Store, type in Safe Utah. It should pull up, and right here is your logo, okay? The Safe Utah app. If you use Android, you're going to go to the Google Play Store, search for Safe Utah. You can also search for P3 Tips, which is right down here on the bottom, right here. Okay. So Apple, again, Safe Utah, you're going to search. If you're a Google Play, you can do Safe Utah, or you can do P3 Tips. Up to you. So I'll give you just a minute to do that. All right. If it's still downloading, or if you can't do it right now, that's fine. But please pay attention, because this is really important. All right. So the first thing that you're going to see when you open up the screen is you have your passcode set up. So you're going to create your numeric passcode that you can use to access future tips in the app. You have to have at least 4 digits, and it's something that you're not going to want to forget. Try not to use a birthday. That's too obvious for a lot of people, but you want to pick something that you can remember. All right, so you're going to enter the passcode, and then you're going to confirm the passcode. And then once you've gotten that all set, you're going to go to the main menu. And there's 5 different options, and we're going to talk about all 5 in just a second. All right, one thing that you do need to remember, though, is that you need to hit the log out button every time that you leave. Don't kill the app. Try and log out first, and then you can kill the app down the road. All right, let's go into our next screen here. Okay, so Safe Utah has a crisis line, and what that means is it's designed to provide you access 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if you're ever feeling like you're having relationship difficulties or depression or anxiety, loss and grief, say you lost your parent, and school problems, anything with drug and alcohol or self-harm or suicide, anytime you want to feel like you just need somebody to talk to, that's the purpose of the crisis line. It's going to give you an option to talk to somebody. You should never feel like you're alone. You always have an option to talk to someone, okay? The next thing that you can do is send a tip. So what happens is you let us, the school officials, know about situations that could hurt you or a friend. So that includes bullying or cyberbullying. Somebody's being rude on Instagram or Twitter or Snapchat. Threats, violence, and gang activity. So this type of thing, send a tip, is only to be used if it's a non-crisis situation. Okay. When you use the crisis line, there's two options. You can call or you can chat. Now remember, it's always anonymous and it's confidential. They won't know who you are. So if you just want to have someone to talk to, they're there for you. All right. So if you go to the main screen on the main app, you have the call crisis line. So you tap that one and the number will appear onto your phone, and then you just hit send and call the person. If you want to just chat, it opens up a two-way messaging with the counselor and you start talking to a counselor right away. Okay, so let's say you clicked call crisis line. It'll go straight to the number that's on there, and then you just hit your send button and you're good to go. You're starting to talk to someone. All right, if you want to chat, on the main menu, you hit chat crisis line. They like to let you know that if it's an emergency, you should obviously call 911. But if it's not, they're going to ask you to include who, what, when, where, and how do you know that there's a crisis going on. All right. Okay, and what's going to happen after you hit submit, the screen's going to come up and it's going to give you, up here at the top, it's going to give you a tip number. Okay. With that tip number, that's important down the road because that's how you go back and look and see the updated versions, okay, of what's been going on. Excuse me. Okay, if you over here, you'll notice right here that you'll have a countdown, right where my mouse is. You'll have a countdown when a crisis counselor will be available to chat. All right, so they're usually pretty quick on it, and they want to make sure that they're available for you. Okay. You can do any additional information here in this box, and then as soon as you're done, you can hit submit. If you're done with chat, you just hit the log out button. Now, let's talk about how to submit a non-crisis tip. All right. What we want to do is want to make sure that any school in the state of Utah is safe. It's a safe school. We want students to feel great about themselves. But if you see something that's going on, you got to let us know. So speak up if you know about anything that can harm you or a friend, and that includes bullying, drug and alcohol, threats, vandalism, cheating, and plagiarism. We want to know about it. We want to make sure that kids are doing what they're supposed to while they're at school. Okay? So to submit a tip, what you're going to do is you're going to come down to the main menu again, and you're going to come right here to submit a tip. Once you hit that, it's going to come up and it's going to ask you where you are. They ask by location of the where you're at. So for us, we'd be in Orem. Would be the spot we go to. All right. So then you're going to come over here to the category, and it says, "Well, tell us what it is." Oh, I saw someone with some alcohol in their book bag or in their locker. Okay, so you click on alcohol. Let's say you know of something going on with cyberbullying on Twitter or Instagram. So you'd click cyberbullying. Then you come over here and you include all the details that you want to add to it. But please be specific, because there's a lot of things we need to know about that you might not know about. But if you have it, you need to put it into the box. People involved, and then the date and the time. All right. So say you wanted to make sure you knew what was happening with your friend. You wanted to make sure that she was okay. We can follow up with that, and this is how we do it. So once you come back to the main menu, it's still anonymous, remember, you come here to access existing chat and tip. And then you come over here to where these things that you have submitted, and then you click on it, and then it will give you some information. So if you come to the follow-up, here's your tip and here's your password. If you ever go to the website, you can do it that way too. And then the responses will come from your crisis counselors or school officials, and then you can submit additional information for follow-up. Remember, once you're done, you just hit the log out button. Couple different things you can do if you don't have an app or you can't download the app, you can go to the website for that, okay? And so if you wanted to do it online, you're going to click the Safe Utah Crisis Life button on our school homepage, and we'll get that put up for you. It's not on quite yet, but we'll get that put up for you so you can go to the website and do it. You're going to fill out the form just like you would in the app, and then you hit submit. This is going to pop up and say, okay, yep, we know that you are anonymous, that this should not be used for emergencies, and that you'll have a code for follow-up. And so you just hit agree. And then it'll come up and tell you that your tip was submitted successfully. You're given an ID, and then you're given a password. Well, if you do it online, you have to make sure that you either write that down or take a screenshot of it. Once you're all done with that, now you have it. Now you can go back and follow up on it. Okay? You can click the Safe Utah follow-up button on your webpage, on our website. We'll have that put up for you. And then you'll log in with the web code and then the password that we just had you take a screenshot of. Okay? You can also go to this website, www.p3tips.com. You can submit a tip there, or you can look in the login for something that you did before. Okay? If you haven't already, or you didn't have your phone with you down in the classroom, you can always go back and download the Safe Utah app. Again, it's available on the Apple Store and Google Play. We're really excited about this app. We hope you guys use it and use it for the right reasons, because we want to make sure that students feel safe here. You guys have a great day.